What up, what up? People of Earth. Y'all know what time it is. I'm seeing myself. Nobody needs to see that. It is Who News time. Vaughn Joseph Show coming at you almost alive and direct. Friday morning. It's almost time to start those weekends off, you. Hope you got something cool planned. Even if you don't, whatever you do, have a great time doing it. So, Who News, as you know, I sit here, I read you some news, I warm up my vocal cords for the day in case I have some auditions or something sexy like that to do, which I actually do have work to get done today. So that means, yes, needs must. Let's make it happen, man. So, today, February 4th, 2020. Today is National Bubblegum Day, apparently. It's also National Wear Red Day. Unless you're a Crip, then you don't do that. It's National Create a Vacuum Day. What kind of vacuum? Like a vacuum cleaner, or like when you suck someone into like conversation and you, anyway. It's also National Hemp Day. It's all these national days. This kills me. You can create your own. I need to make my own national day. Will it be recognized? If it's on National Calendar Day, I'm happy. So as you know, I read the news until I run out of coffee. Let me give you a couple more national days and then get on with the show. National Homemade Soup Day. I guess so. It's February. Seems like a cold weather thing. And the last one on the list, if you don't want to celebrate any of those, it is National Thank a Mail Carrier Day. If you like your mail carrier. If you don't, go thank some other mail carrier. Today in history. What happened on this day? Wow. I don't know. Let's see what we can discuss. I don't see anything. Oh, on this day in 2004, this is a great one, you guys. Facebook was launched today. Later, it would become the largest social network in the world. Facebook was launched today in 2004. Wow. I was just getting to LA a few months before that, man. I was still new to LA. LA was still exciting and like full of hope. Full of dreams. Yugoslavia officially changed its name to Serbia and Montenegro today. And newspaper heiress Patty Hearst was kidnapped by members of the Symbionese Liberation Army today in 1974. I used to work with a girl named Patty Hearst. Patty Jo Hayhurst, I think her name was actually. A whole lot of other stuff happened on this day. George Washington was elected to serve as the first president of the United States on this day in 1789. In the first electoral college, the same day Facebook was launched. Is there any correlation between the two? I wonder. Let's get on with it. Hey, happy birthday to Rosa Parks. You all should know who Rosa Parks was. She was born today in 1913. It says February 4th, birthday tomorrow. That's today. Of course, she died in my hometown, Detroit, Michigan. She was 92, 2005, baby. So let's get on with the show. I like this page, man. We have to start using this for the show opener. So what kind of news can I get for you guys for your Friday? I like to keep it light and breezy on Friday. I've got absolutely nothing but nonsensical websites open up right now. I got to find at least one that's going to have some what might be considered proper news. we'll end off with that one. By then, you'll hopefully you'll be feeling better about it being Friday. So let's start with this LA, right? So we know the Super Bowl is in Los Angeles next weekend, the day before Valentine's Day. And apparently there was an incident after the championship game against the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. There was a fan that was brutally beaten outside of SoFi Stadium. Okay. Now, whoa. Let me switch cameras so that I can look at you guys when I say what I want to say about this. All right, I'm switching to ugly camera mode. This whole studio look and facade is about to vanish, and you're about to see me head on in not good light and everything. Now, this is what you get. My issue with this is, well, let me read what it says here so that you can understand what's going on a bit more. I'm just seeing this. Being that I don't live in the States anymore, I don't really get all of this news until I look for it. So Inglewood officials on Thursday released new details about a violent altercation in a parking lot at SoFi Stadium on Sunday that left a San Francisco 49ers fan in a coma as they faced mounting questions about why they didn't inform the public about the incident sooner. Newsreader voice. It took 3 days in an inquiry from the Times before authorities in Inglewood acknowledged the incident, which left 40-year-old restaurant owner Daniel Luna in a medically induced coma. Luna was found bleeding in a stadium parking lot just after 4 p.m. Sunday, about half an hour into the NFC Championship showdown against the Rams. Yet it remains unclear who made the 911 call that ultimately resulted in his transport to Harbor UCLA Medical Center. Okay, now, that's about all the information I need for my commentary. This is both sad and typical and not a surprise. Now, what is a surprise? Well, it's not a surprise. This is a lie. It's not a surprise. What are you doing? Hold on a second, guys. I'm being interrupted. Sorry, I'm in the middle of doing my morning podcast. I'll have to return the message as soon as I'm finished. Anyway, that's me being stupid because that's what I do. So you may remember back, I don't even remember how long ago it was. It might even be referenced in this article, but I think I was still living in LA at the time. So San Francisco, I think this guy was from San Francisco as well. LA Dodgers baseball game. And this guy got assaulted in the parking lot by a bunch of LA Dodgers fans. So this is not an isolated incident. I mean, this kind of stuff shouldn't happen at all, but I'm sure it happens at a lot of games. When you come in with an opposing team's jersey on, people get all in their feelings about you acting like you're from a different tribe and you're going to war like it's Braveheart or something. It's a sport. Those guys wouldn't do that for you. That's so crazy. So the crazy part about this is that it happened, it said about half an hour into the game starting. So first off, all right, I'm not going to talk about being late. I mean, it's a championship game. You should be there bright and early in your seat and ready for action. But whatever, things happen. He owns a restaurant. He's got real stuff to do. The people that probably jumped him don't have real stuff to do. I don't like this camera. I look horrible in this light. We're going back to the profile cam. So I don't know. And they're talking about, will there be enough security, adequate security at the game, the Super Bowl? I don't understand why people think that they need to somehow just fight people just on GP because of what you got on. Now, I understand to an extent the whole gang issue. You know, You're in this neighborhood. Things might not be the best situation for you. You don't really have anything as an opportunity or an option. You defend your little patch of turf. It makes you feel empowered when you can control other people because you're being controlled by other people. That's how I see it. Doesn't mean that that's the case. I'm not a philosopher, psychologist, or deep thinker, but it's just how I see it on the surface. A gun makes you feel powerful. I want to, impose my will on somebody else. Anyway. So this violent altercation that took place that left this guy in a medically induced coma is ridiculous. Let's just keep it real. It's LA. LA is a violent place. Most places are violent if you really, really think about it. And I say that, there's too much commentary. I'm ending this after this statement. I'm going to say this and I'm going to end mine. When you have society per capita, let's just say, I struggle to think early. I can't even say easy words. Per capita, LA is going to be violent. There's millions of people there, right? There's probably almost as many people in LA than there are almost this whole country, maybe half. England. So you're going to have more knuckleheads because there's just way more people there. You're going to have more homeless people. You're going to have more pretty people, ugly people, fat people, black people, whatever. You're going to have more everything because there's just more people. So this stuff needs to stop, you guys. I mean, let's just go have fun. We're just going to watch the game. I don't even want to talk about this nonsense anymore. This is horrible. What else? Sorority suspended after video surfaces of members mocking historically black organization. This is Southern Connecticut State University. I never even knew there was a Southern Connecticut State University. So who gives a shit? Sorry. Zeta Phi Beta. Those should be donkey of the day. Charlemagne, get them. Why a fertility specialist says a private donor who claims to have fathered 40 plus children may be acting recklessly. Oh, come on. Jon Stewart said musicians like Neil Young pulling their music from Spotify is an overreaction to Joe Rogan and a mistake. Let's touch on that one real quick. Halfway through our cup of coffee. Neil Young, as you may or may not know, and other musicians have pulled their music from Spotify over its hosting of Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast. Now let's go and see if we can find Neil Young on here still. And if we go to Spotify, Neil Young is still got music on Spotify. So I don't understand how his music has been pulled. Let's see. There's songs. It says singles and EPs, popular releases, discovered on About, tour. Still got his tour dates up here. There's still music, but there aren't albums up here. Appears on See All, Live Aid. Okay, so he's music that he's on other people's albums. No, like Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. He doesn't own that because that's a group that he was a part of. Buffalo Springfield. Anyway, so maybe it's his own albums, but he appears on these, so he's still up here. So you can still listen to some of his songs. It looks like the popular tracks that are probably on. Yeah, okay. So these are tracks that are on compilations or soundtracks, etc. So critics accused Rogan of spreading misinformation about COVID-19 and vaccines. Jon Stewart commented on the situation, saying, "Don't leave, don't abandon, don't censor, engage." Isn't Neil Young the guy who sang the song "Keep on Rocking in the Free World"? Now I'm not free to say what I want to say, and you're going to pout about it? Comedian Jon Stewart said he thinks it's a mistake for musicians to pull their music from Spotify in protest of Joe Rogan, calling it an overreaction. Neil Young pulled his music from the platform after the streaming platform declined to remove Rogan's wildly popular podcast, accusing it of spreading misinformation. They see 10 million viewers or listeners per episode. They're not taking him down. You don't even have that many monthly followers. Half monthly. Right? He gets that per episode. So you tripping. There's no question that there's an egregious misinformation that's purposeful and hateful, and that being moderated is a credit to the platforms that run them, Stewart said. But this overreaction to Rogan, I think, is a mistake. I think there are dishonest bad actors in the world, and identifying those is so much more important to me, he said, adding, don't leave, don't abandon, don't censor, engage. This is an interesting situation. I want to see how it unfolds. We'll talk about this on the Beatdown podcast next week. So if you're not already listening to that podcast, you can find that morning sinuses. You can find that anywhere you find music, or your podcast. Or follow us on Instagram. If I say it enough, I'll be forced to use the Instagram channel, and it's at Beatdown Pod. And if you have music and you want us to listen to and or play, or we have a thing called Beat Battle where we put one beat against another and say which one we like best, you can send your music to music@v3tv.uk. Got some new music from one of you guys just last night, so looking forward to playing that on the pod. Let's get out of this news stuff. I don't know how long we've been going. Not that long. Let's go to the Gossip websites. So 4 arrests have been made in the overdose death of Michael K. Williams. The drug sale was caught on tape. This is a recently developed story, which is interesting to me. I don't want to see the video. Thank you, though. But police have made 4 arrests in the overdose death of actor Michael K. Williams and reportedly have the drug deal itself on camera. Last September, we lost Michael K. Williams. He was found dead in his New York City apartment. But I think the fact that it was due to an overdose was a bigger revelation that was shocking to a lot of people. But I think what we don't... I'm doing commentary, aren't I? Oh, sorry, guys. So... apparently, he never shied away from talking about his previous battles with addiction and the work he did to overcome them. Addiction, I don't know what they said his overdose was. Anyway, it looks like they arrested the guys in Puerto Rico. Luis Cruz, Carlos something, I can't pronounce those names. Drug trafficking organization in Brooklyn is charged with conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute fentanyl. Fentanyl, man, and heroin. Oh boy, that's tough, man. That's a tough one. All right, we're gonna go to happier news. We immediately got to leave this story because that's bad. Whoopi Goldberg reportedly feels humiliated after ABC slams her with 2-week suspension, threatening to leave The View. She should leave The View. Peace. I'm Whoopi. Get your own show. We already know about Rihanna's pregnant. Nick Cannon apologizes for causing extra pain and confusion to his baby mamas following 8th baby announcement. Go on, Nick Cannon, repopulate the world for us, brother. Grownish, no thank you. Georgia sheriff offers $500,000 of his own money for tips leading to Kendrick Johnson's alleged murder. Wow. A sheriff has $500,000? Wow. Not even going to touch that one. What's happening in the 30-mile zone? Or whatever. Cornel West, yay, he's a genius, but wrong about Black History Month. Oh, boy. Even T-Pain was like, we don't need to celebrate Black History Month. I'm on the fence about this one. So as you may or may not know, it's Black History Month, and you should know this, but in February, I don't know how to approach this without sounding like an idiot like I usually do. But some people say, mostly people on the right-wing Republican conservative side, like the late Colin Powell used to say, we don't need Black History Month. Apparently T-Pain is in step with that. I like his little Louis Vuitton mask, man. He looks like a transformer or something. Anyway, we're just part of history, right? What is this? Says Black Future Month. February is now Black Future Month. instead of Black History Month. All right, I don't know about that, but it's tough to say that we need to just have a month. For one, my thoughts aren't. I don't even. I should never. This is why I shouldn't give commentary in the morning. I don't agree with Black History Month. I agree that we need to let education, but there should be a place for it. Just saying it's Black History Month means that 11 months out of the year it's not Black History Month. It seems like, we've got things that happen. There's no White History Month, but we get taught white history all through school. I didn't learn hardly any Black history in school. I mean, I went to an almost all-white school. It was me and 2 other Black guys in my high school, maybe 3 in my grade. Anyway, I'm going to leave that one. We'll have that discussion on the Beatdown podcast. Rebel Wilson, or maybe Thoughts from LA to the UK podcast, where I can get a little bit more feedback. New York Giants on NFL lawsuit fire back at coach Brian Flores, saying it's disturbing and simply false. So if you don't know about this story, this is a Black coach in the NFL. He was trying to get seen. He was a coach for the Dolphins. He was trying to get seen by the New York Giants for their head coaching position. Now, he's claiming that Coach Bill Belichick, who had no idea who New York was hiring, sent him a text message saying, hey, you got the job or something to that effect, right? When in fact, Brian Flores hadn't even gone for his interview yet. And Belichick inadvertently texted Flores thinking he was texting a different Brian, who was a white guy. Let's see if I can find his name really quickly here. Brian Dabble insisted they did not decide to hire him before the Anyway, so the New York Giants are saying they didn't agree to hire this guy, even though Bill Belichick sent a text to the other Brian saying, you got the job. But then he's like, I ain't even been yet. And he's like, oh, oops, wrong text, the wrong Brian. So it's getting ugly, man. They got the text messages up here, the alleged text. Sounds like you've landed. Sounds like you have landed. Congrats. That's from Bill Belichick. It says, did you hear something I didn't hear? This is a response. And then Bill Belichick says Giants. And then he responded, I interview on Thursday. I think I have a shot at it. And then Belichick responds, got it. I hear from Buffalo and New York Giants that you are their guy. Hope it works out if you want it to. Yeah. So then he says, that's definitely what I want. Hope you're right, coach. Thank you. Coach, are you talking to Brian Flores or Brian Dabal? Just making sure. And he says, sorry, I effed this up. I double-checked and misread the text. I think they are naming Dabal. I'm sorry about that. And then he says, thanks, Bill. That's wild. That's all I got to say. That's crazy. So now Sharon Stone is calling Joe Rogan an a-hole for COVID policy misinformation. Come on. Why does everybody... all right. I'm leaving it. Brian Flores, I hope you sue them. I hope you win. We already know there's clear racism in the NFL. 3/4 of a cup gone, you guys. We're almost done. We know there's racism rampant in the U.S. This guy trying to act like, I don't know. I'm not there. I'm leaving it. They got the little end racism thing on the back of their helmets. They can't possibly be racist. They can't possibly be. All right. On to the real news page. So we can end this on one real nugget of news, possibly. Boy, this page looks all grown up and serious. I don't even know how to begin on this one. There's just no frills on this website. The UN can't stop Russia from invading Ukraine. Blames Stalin. Oh, gosh. Stalin's like dead, and he's like, geez, really? what Russia really wants, according to an expert. Who cares? Come on. I don't know if I can handle this page, you guys. I don't think we really need to deal with this page. It's Friday. We should be focusing on having fun. It's the weekend. There's a Pro Bowl if you're into that nonsense. I call it nonsense just because, to me, Pro Bowls are silly. There's just nothing interesting about a bunch of top-level football players playing tag football. Because who wants to go all out for a game that, one, means nothing, two, risking injury right before the off season? They're finally getting ready to go on vacation. You go there for just to be there, and I don't know, it's silly to me. It's silly. And why do they play it before the Super Bowl? I never understood. I guess the numbers won't be there. But if I get nominated for the Pro Bowl and then I'm going to the Super Bowl too, you can't do both. You're definitely not going to go to the Pro Bowl if you got the Super Bowl the subsequent week. Anyway. Mayor. Oh, yeah. Let's end another story on people not inhaling. How about that? And in L.A., of course. We're back to L.A. So L.A. Mayor Garcetti, I did not inhale or exhale during maskless SoFi picks. We're back at SoFi Stadium again. So the mayor of LA is ripping a page out of Bill Clinton's playbook, insisting he was holding his breath while posing for pics without a mask and claiming it was totally COVID safe. As a result, Mayor Eric Garcetti is catching flack for a pic he took at SoFi Stadium on Sunday during the NFL championship game. While people were outside being beaten, he was smiling big. That's not in there. I added that. He was smiling big in the shot with Magic Johnson, but not wearing a mask. How dare he not wear a mask? He responded to the criticism, telling KCBS, "People want a picture. I hold my breath. Zero risk." In other words, I didn't inhale. Much like President Clinton famously claimed back in 1992, about smoking marijuana while he was going to college over here in England, of all places. I didn't know it was over here. Oh, man. That's funny. That's great stuff. That's a typo, you guys. That says 2022. That's Gavin Newsom. Oh, wait. So there's a picture of him with Gavin Newsom. He's not wearing a mask either. How come they're not going after him? Isn't he the governor? And they are crazy. California's wild. And these are the guys that are telling you, I think that's probably why people are all upset. These are the guys that are telling you, wear your mask, wear your mask, wear your mask. Unless you're with Magic Johnson, then you don't have to wear your mask and you get to take a picture. So I'm going to end it on, wait a minute, Kanye West. What is a show without a little Kanye West? So I don't know, man. I think I should leave this one for the Beatdown Pod. Why is he buying Birkin bags for this girl he's dating and all her girlfriends? Bruh. Oh, Julia and her pals all got baby Birkins. Super expensive bags. Kanye is trying to buy. We'll talk about this on the Beatdown Podcast. If you want to hear about how I feel about this or how the other guys feel about that, tune in next week on the Beatdown Podcast. I'm going to try and live feed it. I'm trying to get my software working. Thanks for listening for today's show of Who News, the Vaughn Joseph Show. News you won't likely remember next week. Follow me at V3TV UK on Instagram. If you follow me, I'll follow you back, and I'll actually start posting on there again. It's a new account because I shut down V3TV like an idiot, not knowing that you can't get your accounts back once you shut them down. Thanks, Facebook, Meta, Insta, whoever you are out there. I have nothing else to deliver you as far as the news is concerned. So have a fabulous weekend, and This is what happens when I do the video. This is why you should just have audio only. You shouldn't be subjected to this. I swear you really shouldn't. But I'm out of coffee, and that means we're out of time. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.
These ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Steele, documentary filmmaker.
I need more. Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.